Ba? Kung sabi nga, kung magpa-poll survey, mas malamang nag-agree sila na patay na agree sila na okay patay ni Absalom si si Amnon kasi nga ni-rape niya yung sister niya out of anger at yung tatay niya hindi niya wala siyang ginawa, di ba? So with this scenario kasi itong pagdating ng 15 kay Absalom, di ba? Yung the whole of people of Israel parang sila ay divided ngayon sa iniisip dito sa kay King Israel. Ibig sabihin, malalay ang tingin nila kay David, di ba? Tapos samantalang si Absalom, mas medyo matigas ang tingin sa kanila. Parang sa atin ngayon, di ba? Sa yung mga namumuno dito sa atin yan, pag meron pang nadi-divide, di ba? It was divided because of the incident. Ngayon ito kasi because nothing has done. Being a king, si David, nothing has done talaga. So ngayon, eto na pumasok si Absalom, ni hindi man niya kinausap eh. 'Di ba? 3 years si Absalom doon sa Gesho at wala man lang ginawa si David para either kunin niya o panagutan niya yung kanyang ginawa o makipag-reconcile siya. Ngayon, sino ba ang dapat mag-reconcile? Si David ba o si Absalom? Sino ang dapat gumawa ng first move? If you are naandun kayo, diba? Si David ba o si Absalom? Wala eh. Very passive ang nangyari. And then the people during that time, siyempre, alam nila yung nangyayari. And then there come a time na ang mga tao, siyempre, ay nahahati ang kanilang nahahati ngayon yung kanilang observation dito sa king. Di ba? Just like what's happening to us, di ba? We are all divided ngayon kasi pag ganung walang ginagawa ang isang king, talagang magkakaroon ng divisions sa ating bansa. Then, ngayon, pagdating nitong pag-aaral natin sa 15, bear in mind na ang gumawa ng para mag-reconcile silang dalawa ay si Joab, hindi si David, hindi si Absalom, si Joab. Kasi nakita ni Joab, hindi ko alam eh kung nakita niya si Joab kung is really David is ano yung longing for Absalom or he is longing na para siya ay makita at siya ay parusahan. Hindi, very silent ang Bible doon. Diba? Very silent. Pero nung pag-aralan natin last year, nung gumawa nga si Joab ng way because of the wise woman, yung alam natin yung nangyari. And then yun na. Okay na si David, sige, papuntahin mo rito. Kaya lang wag siyang magpapakita sa akin. Ha? Wag siyang magpapakita. For how many years hindi siya si Absalom hindi talaga siya nagpakita, di ba? It was during that time na there is yung bitterness na nararamdaman ni Absalom doon lalong kumulo, sumabog, di ba? So gumawa siya ng paraan kay Joab, pakita kailangan kausapin mo. Ayaw siyang pansin ni Joab. Ang ginawa niya, sinunog niya yung field ni Joab, di ba? Ayan, during that time, alam niyo na kung ano yung ugali sumasabog na. I want to see my my father si David. Ayun nga, yung after nung chapter 14, di ba? And Absalom di ba? Kiss Absalom. Ha? Doon natapos 'yon. And let's go to with that bear in mind, di ba? sa ating pagdating natin sa 15. Now, maintindihan natin ng malinaw kung ano yung nangyayari sa dalawa, si David, si Absalom, at yung mga taong nakapaligid sa kanya. And the whole Israel. In the whole Israel, actually. May pakibasa mo. Wala yun.
In the course of time, chapter 15, verse 1, in the course of time, Absalom provided himself with a chariot and horses and with 50 men to run ahead of him. He would get up early and stand by the side of the road leading to the city gate. Wherever anyone came with a complaint to be placed before the king for a decision, Absalom would call out to him, "What town are you from?" And he would answer, "Your servant is from one of the tribes of Israel." Then Absalom would say to him, "Look, your claims are valid and proper, but there is no representative of the king to hear you." And Absalom would add, "If only I were appointed judge of the land, in the land, then everyone who has a complaint or case could come to me and would see that they receive justice."
Okay. So, ang alam nyo na yung nangyayari dito. Now, meron na silang peace ni David at ni Absalom. Binigyan pa siya ng mga tao, chariots and 50 men, di ba? Ang ginawa ni Absalom, very smart siya. Kasi alam nyo yung Kingdom of Jerusalem, laging walled city yan eh. Di ba? Laging may gates. Tanda yan, may gates yan. So ang ginagawa niya, nagpupunta siya doon sa gate, yung mga tao pupunta, di ba, para sa king, para humingi ng payo. Hindi lang payo, judgment. Kasi yun eh, authoritarian nun eh. Wa- wa- pag gusto mo magkaroon ng justice, punta ka sa king, doon pa lang mismo, yun, mag-aano ng king, okay, you're guilty, kailangan patayin mo yan. Ganon, and so forth, di ba? So, ganon nangyari, hinaharang ngayon ni Absalom yung mga taong pumupunta kay David para para makipag humingi ng payo, di ba? Hinaharang niya 'yon. In other words, si Absalom, meron na talaga siyang plan kung paano niya gagawin yung how to revolt sa kanyang kay David, sa kanyang ama, di ba? Let's continue. Also, whenever anyone approaching him to bow down before him, remember si Absalom, di ba? Doon sa chapter 14, dinescribe doon yung kanyang yung physical feature. Gwapo, di ba? Tapos yung buhok niya, kung hindi niya puputulin, talagang mahaba, di ba? Very attractive siya, di ba? Absalom will reach out his hand, then yun? Take hold of him and kiss him. So ang ginagawa ni Absalom, nagpapakita siya ng magandang loob do sa mga tao, and then Absalom believed in this way towards all the Israelites who came to be king, asking for justice, and so he stole the heart of the people of Israel. So yun yung kanyang balak, di ba? Balak na matagal na niyang binalak ito. Doon pa lang
Nakaprogram
siya
na.
nakaprogram, doon pa lang na nakaando siya sa exile sa Geshur. Binalak niya na ito. Oo.
Hinindir niya yung sarili niya sa mga tao.
And then, 7.
At the end of the 4 years, Absalom said to the king, "Let me go to Hebron and fulfill a vow I made to the Lord. While your servant was living at Geshur in Aram, I made this vow. If the Lord takes me back to Jerusalem, I will worship the Lord in Hebron."
Okay, ano sabi ron? Nakiusap siya kay king, sabi niya, let me go to Hebron and fulfill a vow I made to the Lord. Totoo ba yon? Is it true? Kung binasa nyo ito, hindi totoo yan. He's lying. Parang inaano niya na siya ay naging very spiritual.
Nasa
Oo.
Hebron siya.
Let me go to the Hebron and fulfill the vow I made to the Lord. While your servant was living at Geshur in Aram, I made this vow. Sabi niya, if the Lord takes me back to the Jerusalem, I will worship the Lord of Hebron. This is a lie. Diba? This is a lie. He is making himself very spiritual to the king. And the king said to him, "Go in peace." So he went to Hebron.
Yun na yung last words niya kay
Kulang ang intelligence ni David.
Yeah. Okay, Lord, 10.
10. Then Absalom sent secret messengers throughout the tribes of Israel to say, as soon as you hear the sound of the trumpets, then say, Absalom is king in Hebron. Then 200 men from Jerusalem had accompanied Absalom. They had been invited as guests and went quite innocently, knowing nothing about that matter. While Absalom was offering sacrifices, he also sent for Ahithophel, the Gilonite, David's counselor, to come from Gilo, his hometown. And so the conspiracy gained strength and Absalom's following kept on increasing.
Okay, so ano nangyari? Nung nandun na si Absalom, di ba? Yung the whole tribes ng Israel, di ba? Na ano na niya sabihin, tawag ito, nakuha na niya lahat. Diba?
Hindi, ano
sabihin,
muna,
ano yan?
yung 200 men from Jerusalem, nagdala siya ng
Nagdala
200
siya,
men.
200
Na
men.
pinayagan naman ni David. Kaya lang, hindi nila alam na kung ano yung gagawin ni Absalom talaga. Wala silang nothing about the matter. Diba?
Okay, and so the conspiracy gained strength and Absalom's following kept on increasing. So dumami na talaga yung followers niya. Ang galing din ni Absalom, ano, di ba? Verse 13, the messenger came and told David, the hearts of the people of Israel are with Absalom. Now, wala na. Ibig sabihin, si Absalom, kung alam ba, survey, isa-survey, nakuha na niya yung 80% ng mga whole Israel.
Kasi ang galing di ba yung yung pag dumaan, teka man si Carol andito. Pag dumaan siya, di ba? Merong grandiose andito na si Absalom, di ba? Absalom is king in Hebron.
Yeah. Kasi at saka besides that, after nung nangyari kay Bathsheba, after nung nangyari dong kay Amnon, naging so weak. Naging very passive talaga si David. Wala siyang ginawa talaga, actually.
Yung guilt kasi yan eh.
Okay. Saan tayo?
The messenger, David flees. The messenger came and told David, the hearts of the people in Israel are with Absalom.
Okay.
Nakuha na niyan, loob ng mga tao. Then David said to all his officials who were with him in Jerusalem, come, we must flee, or none of us will escape from Absalom. We must leave immediately, or he will move quickly to overtake us and bring ruin on us and put the city to the sword. Okay,
teka muna ha. Itong verse 14 na to, no? Now merong may nag-report kay David na si Absalom ay nakuha na niya yung heart ng mga tao and then pupunta na sa kanya.
Pupunta na sa Jerusalem.
Pupunta sa Jerusalem. And then, come, we must flee, or none of us will escape from Absalom. Now, bakit biglang si David decided to flee? Bakit bigla siyang, sabihin, he just give up. He just give up.
No idea.
Di ba, ang report
siguro alam na niya may kasalanan din siya kay Absalom eh. Dahil kay Tamar.
Pwede rin, oo.
O sige, alam na niya yung, halimbawa tayo, alam na natin na malakas yung kalaban. Pero why did David has to flee right away? Parang
lumaban siya.
Oo,
Di ba great warrior siya?
Di ba? Yun nga, yung
baka naman matanda na.
Warrior siya.
Matanda na siya.
At this time, ang edad niya nasa between 60 to 65. Even matanda na. ano yung kalagay ano yung ano yung iniisip ni David nung nalaman niya sa
Retirement.
parating na si Absalom,
Retirement na.
di ba?
He does not want to rebel. He does not want a rebellion to happen in Jerusalem.
Good.
Okay.
Oh, very good.
Why?
Okay.
Ayaw niya na magkagulo ang Jerusalem.
Okay.
Ayaw niya na may mga mamamatay na mga Israelites.
Okay.
Ayaw niya na masira ang Jerusalem. He's protecting the people. He loves his people. He loves the Israelites. Kaya yun bang yung tipong if you flee now, then you can always come back and regain it. But right at the moment, masyado nang malakas si Absalom. Malakas ang kalaban. Alam naman na natin yan kasi plinano na for 4 years ni Absalom yan. So, immediately, there's really an immediate need for David to flee. Ang tingin ko sa kanyang isip, at the moment, he will flee, but he can always come back to regain Jerusalem. Why? Why do I say that? Kasi when he fled, nag-iwan siya ng ng kanyang concubine sa kanyang palace. 10 na concubine. Therefore, meron siyang plano na babalik pa. He will regain his power. And also, it could be that he loves Absalom. Anak niya si Absalom. Ayaw niyang magka-enkwentro sila.
Yeah.
Kasi one of them will die.
Yeah.
Pwedeng mangyari. Or both of them will die. Which
Alam niya,
David is avoiding.
Alam niya kasi napaka-ruthless, napakasama nung anak niya. Alam niya yung kayang gawin ni Absalom. At ayaw niya maging battleground ang Jerusalem. Mas maraming taong madadamay, di ba? Pero alam mo yung minsan di ba tayo pag may ganyan nangyayari, napapaisip tayo, why is God allowing these things to happen, di ba? Pero si David alam na niya eh. Alam niya na ito na yung sinasabi ni Nathan na punishment sa kanya. Di ba sinabi ni Nathan na hindi magkakaroon ng ano sa household, sa bahay mo na iaano ka ng mga anak, merong mangyayari. Ito na yung exactly what Nathan told David because of his sin with Bathsheba. Di ba? So, ito yung inaccept na niya yung kapalaran niya, di ba? Na punishment ng sin ko. And ang bawat isang taong anong tao, kung mabuting tao ka, hindi mo ia-allow na yung iba mag-suffer. 'Di ba? At tapos kailangan niya ng peace doon sa iiwanan niya, walang masyadong bloodshed. So siya na at alam niya na kung ibabalik siya ng Panginoon, ibabalik siya. 'Di ba?
Yeah.
Ayun.
Yeah, correct. Okay. Yung sinabi ni Claro, yeah, both of you are correct. I just want to ayaw niya ng bloodshed.
Bloodshed.
Alam nyo, pag yung 'di ba, during that time, pag nilusob ng isang kalaban ang isang city, a world city, yung city na yon pag lumabang ka, masisira talaga yun eh. They will destroy everything. Lahat kukunin, di ba? So ang ginawa ni David in his mind, very smart, umalis na rin siya. Sabi nga ni Brother Claro, that is the right thing to do para ma-preserve mismo yung the Jerusalem itself at hindi siya mawasak. Imagine ninyo, ang wawasak ng Jerusalem ay yung anak niya, si Absalom. Ano ang ihaharap niyang mukha sa dating mga neighboring country na siya ay tinitingala? Diba? So, and at the same time, tama yung sabi ni Claro din, parang hindi niya kayang harapin sa battle yung kanyang anak. Kasi it was during this time naintindihan niya yung kanyang pagkakamali, yung being passive for everything. At alam ko yung was during that time na realize niya talaga that Absalom has a very bitter in his heart na talagang kayang gawin na patayin si David.
Lahat.
Wa-wipe out niya lahat yun, yung naandun. Ha? So David is so smart na sabi niya, okay, let's go. Sabi niya,
Alis na
magbalot
tayo.
na tayo. Sabi niya, right away. Di ba?
At baka
Come, we
maabutan
must
pa.
flee, or none of us will escape from Absalom. Di ba? We must leave immediately, or will he move quickly to overtake us and bring ruin on us and put the city to the sword. Yun yung ayaw niya. Put city to the sword. Diba? Yeah, the king's official answered, your servants are ready to do whatever our lord the king chooses. Then the king set out with his entire household following him. Guys, tingnan niyo yung senaryong ito. Si David, being a king, di ba? Papaalis na siya. Nandun lahat yung kanilang household following him. But he left 10 concubines to take care of the palace. Yun nyo, to take care of the palace. Actually, he is after the palace. So the king set out all the people following him, and they halted at the edge of the city. Tigil muna sila doon doon sa edge. All his men marched past him along with all the Canaanites and the Palestine. Diba? And all the 600 Gittites. Tandaan nyo itong 600 man. Nung di ba? Diba? Nung hinahabol i-repress ko lang yung mind nyo. Nung hinahabol ni Saul si David, meron siyang 600 man na mga yung mga mga
Warrior.
warriors at saka yung mga outcast sa society. Ito yung mga 600 na yon. Yung pala, nila pala ni David yun nang punta sa Jerusalem. Diba?
At actually, they followed David.
They followed David, who had accompanied him from Gath, nga sa Gath. Gath is a Philistine country. Oh, march before the king. The king said to Ital, the Gittites, why should you come along with us? Go back and stay with the king. Niya, Absalom, you are a foreigner. Sinabi na niya, no? King Absalom, di ba? Huwag kayong sumama sa akin. You stay with King Absalom. You said you are a foreigner and exile from your homeland. You came only yesterday and today. I'll make you a wanderer about with us. Huwag kayong sumama. Kahapon lang kayo sumama sa akin. Ngayon sasama kayo sa akin, di ba? For where I'm going. Go back and take your people with you. May the Lord show your kindness and faithfulness. Lord, 21.
Okay. But Ittai replied to the king, as surely as the Lord lives, and as my lord the king lives, wherever my lord the king may be, whether it means life or death, there will your servant be. David said to Ittai, go ahead, march on. So Ittai the Gittite marched on with all his men and the families that were with him. Okay. The whole countryside wept aloud as the people passed by. The king also crossed the Kidron Valley, and all the people moved on toward the wilderness.
Okay, yung explain ko lang, di ba? So, nung habang umaalis sila, di ba? So, they pass sa mga people. Yung mga maiiwan doon, di ba? So, the whole country wept. Di ba? Habang sila ay dumadaan, papalabas ng Jerusalem, they wept. The king also crossed the Kidron Valley. Yung Kidron Valley, yan yung nasa pagitan ng Jerusalem at saka Mount of Olives. Mababa yon, yung Kidron Valley yon. Yan, dyan yung tinatapon, kaya tinawag na Kidron Valley or Black Valley. Yan yung mga diyan tinatapon yung mga sinasacrifice nila na mga tupa, diyan nila tinatapon yon. It was called Kidron Valley. Pagkatapos niya, yung paakyat na yan sa Mount of Olives. And all the people moved towards the wilderness. Sadok, who was there too,
Ay, sorry.
and all the Levites who were with him, were carrying the Ark of the Covenant of God. So, di ba, nandun sa Jerusalem, dinala ni David yung Ark of the Covenant. So, si Sadok, sino ba yung Sadok? He was the priest, o ba? So, nandun na, di ba? They set down the Ark of God, and Abiathar offered sacrifice until all the people had finished leaving the city. So, kasama yung Ark of the Covenant na aalis. Then the king said to Sadok, take the Ark of God back to the city. Diba? So, mawawala sa kanya. Pag nandun yung Ark of the Covenant sa'yo, ibig sabihin na andun sa'yo ang Lord. The presence of the Lord is with you. Pero ang ginawa ni David dito, pagpapalis siya, no, ibalik mo yung Ark of the Covenant dun sa city. Diba? If I find favor in the Lord's eye, He will bring me back and let me see it in a dwelling place again. But if He says, I am not pleased with you, then I am ready. Let Him do to whatever seems good to Him. Diba? Kaya ba natin to? Na sinabi ni David? Diba?
Pinabalik niya.
Pinabalik po yan.
Because
diba?
mas siya sa safety ng Ark of the Covenant.
Diba?
Oo.
Hindi, ito yun yung if the Lord is pleased with you, then I am ready. Pag hindi siya pleased, sabi niya, if the Lord is not pleased with us, halimbawa, tayo, sa palagay ninyo, is the Lord not pleased with us? Tapos, then I am ready to let Him do whatever He seems good to me. Are we ready? Diba? Minsan kasi pag ganyan, meron tayong nagawang mabigat na kasalanan, di ba? Are we ready dun sa what the Lord will give us dun sa ating nagawang kasalanan? Di ba? The king also said to Sadok, the priest, do you understand? Go back to the city with my blessings. Take your son Ahimaaz with you, and also Abiatar's son Jonathan. You and Abiatar return with you 2 sons. I will wait at the foot of the wilderness until the word comes from you to inform me. So Sadok and Abiatar took the Ark of God back to Jerusalem and stayed there. Ang sinasabi lang dito ni David, bumalik kayo. Kasama yung Ark. Kasama mo yung 2 anak mo. Di ba? Wherever, parang sinasabi ni David, bumalik kayo ron. And you will be my eye when you were there. Gusto rin pala ni David na ano yung nangyayari doon pag naandun na si Abraham. Gusto ko rin malaman kayong 2, kayong 3, kasama yung 2 anak mo, you will be my eye. Diba? So you go back. But David continued up to the Mount of Olives. Papanik na sila. And weeping as he went, his head was covered and he was barefoot. So paglagpas niya doon sa Kidron Valley, papanik pa doon sa Mount of Olives, he wept.
Umiiyak siya. Nagpe-pray.
And then his head was bowed, covered. Tapos, nung nakachinelas siguro siya, inalis niya yung chinelas niya barefoot. Diba? So, talagang
naka-cover yung head niya.
Talagang yung sabihin, he was humbled actually. Ito na yung pinaka-lowest time ni David yung nangyari sa kanya. God really humbled him. Di ba? Kagaya nga sinabi ni Claro kanina. Kaya ko almost every day he wept because of what he has done. Parang si David ganito eh. This was during that time. And he covered his face and barefoot, di ba? And parang nahiyang-hiya siya. He was really humbled do sa yung hindi natin alam kung ano yung nasa mind ni David, pero wala. Ibig sabihin, during that time, parang nakakahiya yung nangyari sa kanya. And he was humbled by God. All the people with him covered their head, lahat pala, and were weeping as they went up. Now David has been told, ano to? Sino to? Si
Ahithophel.
Ahithophel is among the conspirator of Abraham, of Absalom. So David prayed, Lord, turn Ahithophel counsel into foolishness. Sino si Ahithophel? Si Ahithophel, siya yung tinaka-trusted, one of the trusted
men,
people of David. So lahat
Oh.
ng mga ginagawa ni David, alam ni Ahithophel. Alam ni Ahithophel yan.
Pero,
Sino si Ahithophel? Si Ahithophel ay
Ahithophel,
lolo ni Bathsheba. Ha? Lolo siya ni Bathsheba. So, bakit siya sumanib kay Absalom? Now you know why. Lolo niya si Bathsheba
na ginawa ng kalokohan ni
na
David.
ginawa ng kalokohan ni David.
So, meron din, may sama ng loob pa rin. Kasi trusted, siya,
trusted. Pero nung ginawa ni
ginawa pa rin ni
nung
David.
ginawa ni David yung kay Bathsheba, hindi pa umalis si noon.
Sige,
Hindi, Ahithophel, nandun pa rin siya. Ha? Pero yung pala, there is namumuong bitterness sa kanya, grudge sa kanya. Ha?
So, yung andali niyan sumama kay
andali
Absalom.
niya, di ba? Conspirator. So David prayed, Lord, turn Ahithophel's counsel into foolishness. Diba? When David arrived at the summit, do sa Mount of Olives,
where people
when
used
people
to
used to worship God,
Hushai the Archite was there to meet him, his robe torn and dust on his head. David said to him, if you go with me, you will be a burden to me. But if you return to the city and say to Absalom, Your Majesty, I will be your servant. I was your father's servant in the past, but now I will be your servant. Then you can help me by frustrating Ahithophel's advice. Won't the priest Sadok and Abiathar be there with you? Tell them anything you hear in the king's palace. Their two sons, Ahimaaz, son of Zadok, and Jonathan, son of Abiathar, are there with them. Send them to me with anything you hear. So Hushai, David's confidant, arrived at Jerusalem as Absalom was entering the city.
So naintindihan nyo na, si David, may gusto niya, alam din niya yung nangyayari.
May ears and eyes siya.
May ears and eyes siya. Kasi si anong pangalan nun?
Hushai.
Si Hushai, yeah.
Confident din
Confident lang ni Absalom yan. Balik ka nun. Naandun din si Sadok. Naandun din yung dalawang anak. Naandun din siya. Ngayon si Ahithophel, pag meron siyang in-advise kay Absalom, kontrahin mo. Sabi niya, advice, frustrate Ahithophel's advice, di ba? Sobrang galit ni David kay Ahithophel di ba? Trusted nga niya, di ba? So, yan yung nangyari sa chapter 15. It was very frustrating ang nangyari kay David. Anak niya, siya being a father, umalis siya, and then nagrebelde nga si Absalom. Exactly what the Lord has said to Nathan during that time na mangyayari. Diba? This is one of the consequences nung ginawa ni David. Although God has forgiven us, definitely there will always be consequences. Gaano yung degree of consequences? We never know. We never know. Gaano katagal yung consequences? We will never know. Kailan dadating yung consequences? We never know. Kasi yung minsan, gumawa ka ng wala naman nangyayari, di ba?
Gawa ka pa rin.
Gawa ka pa rin ng gawa. Kailan darating yon? We never know. It will come, it will surely come. So, ito na yung, alam nyo bang, simula nung ginawa niya yung kay Bathsheba, hindi na siya naka-recover, si David. Para siyang dati, he was an eagle, di ba? He was
Warrior
a warrior,
talaga.
he was
Biglang
an eagle.
naging
Yeah,
nga, pasig.
although eagle pa siya, kaya lang yung wings niya na-clip. Alam niyo yun? Hindi na siya nag-roar high. Although he was forgiven by God. And then he went to a very difficult situation. Hindi ko alam kung how David has gone through all of this. Kasi family yung na-involved eh. Hindi pa sa atin, pag family ang na-involved, yung isa sa atin, yung ganon, yung napariwara na nangyari, di ba?
Yung anak mo,
you were
gaganti sa'yo.
so devastated. Di ba? Na yung sabihin, hindi ka na makagalaw. You were crushed. Ito, iba to eh. Si Tamar, hindi natin alam kung ano nangyari. Anak ko rin ni David yun. Di ba? Pag meron kang anak na ni-rape ng anak mo, ano yun? Ang gulo.
Sakit.
Sakit. Kaya siguro si David naging very passive. Yung para ba siyang natulala, yung parang na ano siya, na yung nawala sa wiso, yung kanyang being a king. Yeah? Sobrang sakit. Kaya nung siya ipapanik siya doon sa Mount of Olives, hindi niya kinaya. Hindi niya kinaya. He just wept over this face and then he barefoot. Diba? It was so, yung chapter 15 na to, nasabi ko na sa inyo last time to, it was so mabigat sa dibdib. It was, really heartbreaking to.
Isipin mo kung sa iyo nangyari yan.
If it is happened to us, sometimes it's happened to us. This is a royal family, kung tutuusin. Ha? Nangyayari. Isipin nyo, nangyayari ito sa family ng presidente, sa prime minister, doon sa United Kingdom, di ba? Ayan, nababalitaan nyo kung how yung family was disgruntled, di ba? Yung may nangyayaring ganon, di ba? It happened. It happened to David. Di ba? It happened because of that sin he has committed na supposed to be So, yun. What we balik tayo. Anong lesson yung ating makikita rito? Pero tandaan natin, it all happened under the control of God. Hindi siya lalagpas sa na hindi natin kaya, di ba? Is still under His control. Kanina nga nung nag-ano si Melot nag-message siya dahil kasi si yung asawa nga niya ay ma-opera sa Monday. At aalisin nga yung kanyang pass doon sa kolonya. Diba? And then, nag-ask siya ng prayer. And then, sinabi ko sa kanya, kay Claret mismo, Claret,
Carlet.
Carlet. Diba?
Yup.
Carlet.
Carlito.
Eskwelahan yun. Carlet. Diba? The Lord is always in control and He always knows, alam na niya what will happen to you. Alam na niya. Diba? Even to us, if we're going through a lot, yes, we have. Alam na niya na we are praying for it. Tandaan nyo, alam na yun. Hindi niya ma-miss yun, actually. Yung pinagpe-pray natin palagi sa ating mga struggle, alam niya yun eh. He never miss that. Diba? So, at alam na niya yung, minsan, alam na niya yung pine-prepare na tayo yung kanyang gagawin. Hindi lang natin alam. He is preparing us. So yun lang, guys. Kaya natin pinag-aaralan yung life ni David.